Hey, what's up, guys? Artie Quitter, Artie Lange Uncensored Podcast. Thanks to John Ryman. Chris Cotton just got here. I was going to talk to Chris. I love Chris, but so I just got some really bad news. Sam Simon, the creator for The Simpsons, died. I guess he died. Sam passed away Sunday at his LA home. It says here, following a long, difficult battle with colon cancer, Simon was diagnosed in 2012 and was very public that his disease was terminal. I could not feel more sad about this, and extra sad because, obviously the people who listen to this podcast know that, I went public, obviously, on this and told a story about Sam. The last time I talked to Sam, and what happened, and he just did something that was so crazy, and it was before he was sick. I was in a horrible time in my life. I was recovering from being a heroin addict, something I learned you never really recover from. And in this heroin days and withdrawals, people who know me know this, I stabbed myself 9 times, crazy attempt to probably kill myself. I don't even know what the fuck happened. But I went away for a while after that, and my mother was so crazy worried about me. She said, you have to stay at my place. I have to just look at you to make sure you're okay for a while. And I did. And I wasn't getting calls from anybody in my life. And Sam called me and told me he wrote a script about me. And he goes, I think you could work again. I wrote a short film. And the short film he sent to me was just this crazy bunch of insults to me that he was kind of giggling about. And it was one of the worst things I had ever experienced a friend do. But Sam was, after I mentioned it, Sam was asked about it, and he claimed it never happened. Believe me, I would never make that up. I think people who know me know I would never make something like that up. But here's the problem. When I found out he was sick, I was so ambivalent about whether to go public with that and say something, because here's the thing. I knew Sam for 17 years. Sam was a great, great friend to me, a big supporter of mine. We had a deal together, me, him, and Frank Sebastiano, and I think 2002 wrote a script for NBC and DreamWorks. That's where the deal was. We wrote a script together. We were together all the time. He directed a couple episodes of The Norm Show, including the first one I was on. And he was generous to me. He took me into his home. I loved the guy. The guy was a sweetheart to me. And that's why what happened when I was at the worst time of my life, when you think your friends might help carry you, he did something that was a little odd, a little strange. And when I found that he was sick, everybody in my life, I was wrestling with, I got to call him. I got to, but I didn't want to call him because I didn't think I wanted to bug him when he was sick about this stupid fucking thing that I was worried about. Who gives a fuck about what happened to me? Honestly, and I feel terrible right now that I said anything. I've said a lot of stupid shit in my life. I shouldn't have said anything about it, because in his worst time of his life, someone bugged him about something I fucking said on my stupid podcast. And in a way, it was my way of talking to him, but it was a wrong way to do it. I should have manned up and called the fucking guy. But believe me, the reason I didn't call him was not because of anything I was feeling. It was because why bug him with a question I had about something that was in my life when he was dying. The guy was literally dying. And Sam, in typical Sam fashion, he was a strong guy. He looked at cancer in the face and said, fuck you, I'm going to beat this thing. And he used everything at his disposal, all his resources, as an incredibly wealthy man who created The Simpsons and has a bunch of other credits. He has, as far as a writer, he is the Babe Ruth of sitcom writers. His resume is peerless. There's no one who has a resume like Sam Simon. I mean, Cheers, The Tracy Ullman Show, The Simpsons, Drew Carey. The list goes on and on. And Sam and I were close friends. Sam, as a lot of people know, was an enormous Howard Stern fan. Sam was the first major person in show business to call me after I started on the Howard Stern Show and tell me I was doing a good job. Sam called me up and told me, hey, man, you're funny on that fucking show. After I'd only been on for about 4 days. And that meant so much to me. I remember telling my parents, my mother, well, my old man's gone, but I told my mother and I told my sister, I told my family that Sam Simon thought I was funny on the Stern Show, which meant a lot to me. It meant everything to me because no one knew funny more. And the fact that the last couple of months of his life, he had to have even 30 seconds of his life wasted on somebody telling him, look, Artie talked about this script. It just was so fucking odd to me. In a weird way, I wanted to create a dialogue with him through that. And you know, and people in my life, including my sister, who's always given me the greatest advice, she goes, just call him. Just go and talk to him. And at the end, I read last week where a medication he was taking had stopped working. And, you know, being a rich guy, he did what you should do. He died with dignity. He died at his beautiful home in Los Angeles. And he died like a man. And Sam, buddy, I don't know. I don't know if there's an afterlife. I'm sure as an intellectual you don't believe in one. But if you could hear me now, I'm sorry I brought that up publicly. I really am. I'm going through a bad time with it. And looking at your face here on this fucking sheet you get printed out with the fucking internet now, I'm just looking at his face and the headline that he died, I don't feel good at all. I feel terrible, as a matter of fact. And, you know, when I found out his medication wasn't working a couple weeks ago, I said, well, maybe this is the time because I just was in Los Angeles. I was in LA on business. I wanted to just drive there. And I had this vision of seeing him and just going, Sam, let's not even fucking talk about what I said. That means nothing. It's 10 minutes of a 17-year friendship. Let's just talk about the good times. You know, let's just talk about the good times. And I want to say goodbye to you. I'm here to say goodbye to you. And that I love you. And if you could hear me now, Sam, that's what I want to say. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why it happened. It just really got to me. And I'm sorry it didn't create a dialogue, but I should have not worried about the other bullshit because maybe you wanted to talk about it too. I don't know. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you could give a shit. Maybe he really felt it didn't happen. I don't know. It happened, but, you know, if my old man was alive, he'd probably smack me in the face and go, what the fuck are you doing? Be a man. You should have called the guy. But I didn't call him because he was sick and I didn't want to bug him with it, but I should have bugged him with it. Maybe it would have helped the both of us. And I'm trying to make people feel sorry for me right now because it's not about me. He died. And I'm never going to see him again. The thing about death is it's definite. It's the end. And that's what's really what people obsess about with it. And I can't believe I'm never going to see him again, but I probably wouldn't have anyway. It just, I just want to let you know I feel bad about saying that publicly. I mean, and a lot of times I don't even consider this podcast public. I feel it's like a few thousand of my friends, because that's the only way you can describe it. My friends signed up for this and they're listening to me. I consider these fans friends of mine. You know, when I see them, it's almost like I'm seeing a cousin or something. And I figured I'd tell you guys. And some people gave me great advice on Twitter about it. And a lot of them were like, you should just talk to him and call him. It sucks I didn't. And again, Sam, if you're hearing this, you could hear it. It sucks that I didn't. But not because of me, because as your friend, I would like to have seen you again, buddy. We laughed a lot. And he was a brilliant, funny, talented, giving guy. He was a charitable guy. And looking at him now in this picture just makes me sad. I would ask you people to try to forget what the fuck I said. Who cares? It's something in my life that I'll obsess about, but that doesn't matter because it doesn't paint the picture of the kind of guy Sam Simon was. Sam was a good man and a guy who, for whatever reason, I didn't talk to the last few years of his life as I went through a struggle and a bad hell, and I came out of rehab and re-entered show business and life and the world. And it would have been nice to have his friendship those last few years. But as I came back into the world, I found out he was going through his own hell and his own battle. And, I wish I could have been there for him, maybe just to talk to, maybe to laugh again. I feel robbed of that. And that's my fault. That's my fucking fault. That's on me. Sam, if you could hear me, that's on me, and I apologize. I just desperately wanted to talk to you. And in a moment of weakness, that's how I thought I could. But I miss you already, buddy. I miss you already, and I don't know. If this isn't all bullshit, and there is something to this whole fucking thing, and there is a higher power out there where you see people again, I hope to see you again, man. And we could talk. I'll do it better next time. If I get a chance to do it again, I'll do it the right way, Sam. I love you. I miss you. And the Sam Simon Foundation, I guess, is if you're going to send anything, gifts, flowers, send it to the Sam Simon Foundation, where I believe Sam probably left all of his money, and it's substantial. He left it probably mostly to charity. That's the kind of guy he was. So, the Sam Simon Foundation is something you could Google and maybe make a donation. Sam would like that. I'm going to do that, but it's not going to make me feel better. So, that's it, brother. I love you. I miss you. And the world is going to miss your talent. You brought a lot of laughter to the world. Think about it. This guy, he was the main force. You talk to anybody. He was the main creative force behind the fucking Simpsons. Case closed, man. Case fucking closed. The laughter he brought to the world, forget it. It means a lot more than some stupid fucking altercation I had with him. That is something I bitched about like a pussy. So, Sam, rest in peace, man. I hope you're in a good place. I hope to see you again. I'll do it better next time. That's all I could say. I'll do it better next time. And when Toots Shor died, Toots Shor was a legendary restaurant owner that was good friends with Jackie Gleason. And when Toots Shor died, Jackie Gleason was still alive. And they told Gleason that Toots Shor had died, and Gleason said what I'd like to say to Sam. Because you can't say it any better. And that is, Sam, save a table for me, pal. I love you. Rest in peace. Sam Simon dead at 59. And fuck me, I guess. I'll see you tomorrow on the Artie Quitter podcast.